What's going on? It's your boy Coach. We are on day 60, and technically we're on our second day of this depletion sort of water dehydration process, to really kind of dry out a little bit. So we look our best for pictures, but yeah, I'm hanging in there. I can start to feel a little mental fog, little more fatigue. What the hardest part for me, I think, is the having a gigantic salad and with lower carbs and just having these meals and still being hungry after. Sometimes I'm actually hungrier after I finish a meal than when I started, which really sucks. So yeah, I just got to get through it. I'm trying to do my best. Really trying to stick to my guns and make sure I'm at not just my macro targets, which were lower carbohydrates, a high amount of protein, and a decent amount of fat. So, but the plate with that setup, the portions are a lot smaller. So I'm having to, leave meals hungry, which I don't really like. But just have to remind myself, this is it. This is the 1 week to do it. There is no pushing any more days back. This is kind of the final push for this 8 week challenge anyway. And once this is over, it's good practice anyway for when I finish. I'm thinking this 90, maybe even going to 100 days, depending on how my school schedule ends up. I might not be able to do a cut like this when I'm kind of getting towards the end of my semester, because having brain fog like this and trying to do tests and write papers is an absolute nightmare. So, and I still have 3 more days of this. So let's see how this pans out. For my tip today, and something I didn't bring with me, so that's how spacey I am, is fluid consumption. And it's actually kind of counterintuitive to run. I did this last year, but basically I start off, so Sunday was 2 gallons of water or fluids, I'll say, because some are Coke, some are pop, or the low calorie drinks or 0 calorie drinks. And then I'll have 2 gallons again on Monday. And then today I dropped one less water bottle. So I had 5 40 ounces and then plus all the sodas and whatnot. So then tomorrow I'm down to a little over a gallon. Thursday is going to be about a half a gallon. And Friday is only going to be about maybe 60. I want to say we're going to try and around 50 ounces of total fluid. That's with my coffee, my water. So it'll probably be one coffee and one of my water jugs, and that's it for fluid on Friday. And what I tend to notice, or I noticed the last time I did this, was that the body gets used to having so much water that you just start peeing so much. And then basically, yes, it's dehydrating. It's not a healthy thing to do, but I couldn't believe how much water retention I had based on, and then also my calories and carbs were a little bit lower when I did this before. Otherwise, you'll tend to hold on to more water, or I do, or I did. So yeah, that's the tip for this. One of the strategies I'm doing this week is it's really a high amount in the beginning, and I'm tapering that down every day. But the body, and especially the lower carbs, is what I think really helps me just force fluids, and something you want to be aware of, and something I'm kind of planning around, is that I have access to restrooms, because you're peeing a lot, or I'm peeing a lot. So it's something that, yeah, you don't want to be in a lot of meetings or be in long classes or movies, because you're going to be, this strategy, I'm usually going to the restroom every 30, 45 minutes. And like I said, just even as I start taking away by Friday, what's really interesting is how thirsty I'll be, because my body has also acquired a higher, it's acclimated to more fluids, because in general I drink a lot of fluid. So that, a little bit, Friday's kind of a disaster. So let's see how that goes out. But just rambling at this point, so let's cut it off here, and we'll see you tomorrow for the next day of progress.